We are now on to the next section of the Codecademy catalog. We finally, after God knows how many days, it was like 2 or 3 weeks of Python. That was just friggin' beyond painful, but we made it through it. Thank God. So we're finally out of the woods, out of Python, and now we get to conquer HTML and CSS. Now, I'm anticipating this to be, I'm sure there will be some redundant stuff, but I'm anticipating this will be hopefully more in-depth, a bit more rigorous than the first learning HTML and CSS part 1. So I don't know if this is actually a part 2. I believe this was part of the newer course. I don't know if they're just sunsetting this one entirely or if they're working on a part 2. If this was just an intro, the description again was the fundamentals of HTML and CSS. This is learn how to create a website by structuring and styling your pages. So sort of a fusion of make a website and HTML and some of the CSS stuff. So we'll see what it all entails. But 7 hours for that, and then the next one, similar thing, JavaScript. They had Learn JavaScript, which was more of an intro course. So I'm anticipating this will be a more rigorous course as well. That's 10 hours. Python was 13. JavaScript is 10, and then the next closest I think was Ruby at 9 hours. So we'll see how it goes. So 7 hours, not too bad. Let's do this. Hey Topher, happy Saturday to you as well. 10 hours of JavaScript, yeah, that should be good. We've got 7 hours of HTML and CSS. Again, I really feel like this is probably going to be a lot of recap of what was in the fundamentals and the make a website, maybe even the deploy a website. But we'll see. We will see. I'm hoping there's newer, more advanced content. 10 hours of JavaScript, then 3 hours of jQuery, and then 11 more hours of JavaScript with React.js. Well, it'll all be good. Course outcomes. By the end of this course, you'll learn the basics of HTML and CSS and how to structure the style of your web page. Why learn HTML and CSS? Everything you see in a website is a result of the combination of HTML and CSS. With these two languages, you will have the skills you need to bring your website design to life. Syllabus. How many sections they got? 8 sections? Is this one of the paid final projects? Yeah, it is. Fair enough. But we've already gone through 2 other sections. Interesting. Section 7 is all paid content as well. So probably section 6 then would be the last one. Okay, so really we're facing 6 sections. We'll see. We'll wait for the final project when we get to it. The other thing is, so similar, let me jump back, and I had just mentioned it as I had just started the stream, but I'm pretty sure the current one that we're going to be going into, that I'll be going into, HTML and CSS. Now, they always had an intro course to HTML, CSS. I think this is the newer version, because Python was in the, these first like 6 courses up to Python were in that newer environment, I guess, and Python was part of their older environment. I don't know if they're They're going to be updating Python. They're going to be getting rid of PHP. They haven't already, yeah. So I definitely want to get to that. They're going to be sunsetting these courses in summer, so I want to make sure hopefully I'm there within the next couple weeks or months, which I should be. I think I'm on track to finish all this before they sunset the handful of old courses. But I don't know if this HTML CSS course, I'm pretty sure it'll be replaced. We'll have to see if it's in the older environment like Python, but I think it'll probably be part 2 that they're adding, unless they're working on a separate part 2. But my guess is when they get rid of or update this guy, it'll just be HTML CSS part 2. Yeah, see, exactly. I don't know why they would be getting rid of Python. I'd mentioned before, maybe I hadn't mentioned before, but I ended up at Codecademy looking at different jobs and other things. I've gone to different companies like Twitch or Amazon and looking at their job boards for the different languages that the different developer positions have, whether they're front end or back end or full stack and whatnot. And even just general Googling developer career, tips and things to look out for. I didn't realize that it's, I guess, kind of a regional thing, especially like Europe versus the US, and then whether you're on the East Coast or West Coast on what languages they use. They'll probably add Node.js. I think they're adding Node.js. I forget which stream it was. It was one of the early teen streams, like 13 or 14, where I dug through all of the stuff at Codecademy, about stories, hiring, articles, forums, and that's where I stumbled across it was probably their blog post or something. It was probably one of the blog posts that I stumbled across, where they said they were going to be updating some of the courses. So, good times. All right. That's enough of a side tangent. Let's just hit the ground running. Hopefully we can tackle, well, at least we'll tackle part 1 of lesson 1. But we may finish all section 1 today. We'll see. Let's go. Okay. How many sections do we have? 14 sections. And my guess is a lot of redundant stuff. HTML, CSS, basic terminology, the header, paragraphs and headings. Click that image. All right. Yeah. We're no stranger to, this is our 3rd or 4th. We're like 2.5. This is our 3rd or 4th HTML course through Codecademy. So if I glaze over some of the instructions and just cut straight to the chase, then that's what's going down. Okay. My recommendation, if you want to be a web developer these days, learn JavaScript thoroughly. It is heavily used on client and server these days for full stack development. It's probably why JavaScript is such a big focus on Codecademy. HTML is super easy. You can fly through this. Yeah, of course. Oh, I could probably complete. Yeah, but that's true. I probably could complete the entire. Oh, I definitely could. I don't know if we'll do a 24-hour binge in the near future, but I'm no stranger to endurance activities. 8 to 10 hours of gaming or coding. People do that. All right. Here we go. Why learn HTML? You hear that, little cat? Hey, yeah, wake up. Actually, no, you stay asleep. That way I can read. Why learn HTML? Every web page you look at is written in a language called HTML. You can think of HTML as a skeleton that gives every web page structure in this course gives every web page structure. In this course, we'll use HTML to add paragraphs, headings, images, and links to a web page. In the editor to the right, there's a tab called test.html. This is where the file type, this is the file we'll type our HTML into. See the code with the carets? That's HTML. Like any language, it has its own special syntax, rules for communicating. When we press save and submit code, the results tab will act like an internet browser, e.g. Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer. Browser's job is to transform code in test.html into a recognizable web page. It knows how to lay out the page by following the HTML syntax. 1. To the right, we have a test.html file. Change the text on line 2, the bit between the strong and strong, to anything you like. Hit save and submit. You'll see the test.blah will look in the browser. Did you see that? Strong tags make our text bold. Okay. Hint. What's going down? HTML is super easy. You're going to fly through. You can probably complete this entire course today. Just ask her. So I haven't slept in what feels like an eternity. Alright. If you're not sure what to change the text on line 2, why not change to feel free to change this text to I'm about to learn HTML. Sure. Why not do... Why do they have a question mark in there? That's what I want to know. Don't change or remove the strong bit. We'll explain what those do. The fact that they have a question mark in there is concerning, but I don't like it. Okay. HTML and CSS. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext means text with links in it. Anytime you click on a word that brings you to a new web page, you've clicked on hypertext. A markup language is a programming language used to make text do more than just sit on a page. It can turn text into images, links, tables, lists, and much more. HTML is the markup language we'll be learning. What makes web pages pretty? That's CSS, cascading style sheets. Think of it like skin and makeup that covers the bones of HTML. We'll learn HTML first, then worry about CSS in later courses. The first thing we should do is set up a skeleton of the page. Always put doctype HTML on the first line. This tells the browser what language it's reading, in this case HTML. Always put HTML. On the next line, this starts the HTML document. Always put /HTML on the last line. This ends the HTML document. 1, go ahead and put the 3 lines mentioned above into test.html, which is now blank. 2, in between spaces, in between the second and last line between HTML and HTML, feel free to write whatever message you like. Hint, in order, in HTML, the order you put things matters, but formatting, empty space doesn't matter from a technical point of view. You'll notice there's a pattern in how we indent each line of HTML, though. This is to aid readability and to help us catch mistakes. We'll talk more about indentation later. So, we're going to stick with that. We're going to drop in a couple other things. We'll type it out. Doctype. HTML. Dropping in a slash. Did they actually need anything else? Put in the 3 lines mentioned above into test. In between. Beautiful. Save and submit. Next lesson. Basic terminology. To learn more HTML, we should learn how to talk about HTML. Already you've seen how we use the carets a lot. Things inside the carets are called tags. Tags nearly always come in pairs. An opening tag, a closing tag, an opening tag and a closing tag. Example of opening, blah. Example of closing, / blah. You can think of tags being like parentheses. Whenever you open one, you should close it. Tags also nest, so you should close them in the right order. The most recently opened tag should be the first one closed, like in the example. First tag, second tag, first tag. The last exercise taught us how to set up our HTML file. Everything we do now will go in between HTML and /HTML. Practice makes perfect. One more time. Bleep, bleep, with a slash. Okay. Put in the note doc type. Put in the HTML opening and closing. Between the HTML tags, write whatever you'd like. Blah, blah, blah. Save and submit. Hint, feel free to peek. Cool, cool. All right. Make the head. Everything in our HTML file will go between the opening HTML and closing HTML tags. There's always two parts to the HTML file, the head and the body. Let's start with the head. The head contains information about your HTML file, like its title. The title is what we see in the browser's title bar or page tab. For example, the title of this page is HTML Basics Codecademy. I remember the days when the doc type was so damn long. Gotta love HTML5. Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. It's just a handy little tag now, I guess, which is good to know. I'm surprised they actually didn't teach us the older versions and then teach us the new shorter version, because they've shown the old ways of doing things, or the more manual version of doing them in past lessons. You had XHTML, loose, transitional, and strict doc types. They were 2 lines long. Yeah, sounds messy. Sounds like there's a lot more room to go wrong there. Okay, instructions. Let's add a head and a title to our webpage. If you get stuck at any point, click stuck, get a hint below for an example. 1. Add an opening head tag, closing head tag. Between head tags, add in opening title, closing. Between the title tags, write in the title for your webpage, my webpage, save and submit. Your code should look something like this. HTML, head tags, title, my webpage, fire away. Alright, we just kind of blasted through the instructions, but something about head tags. So we've got HTML. Head tags. Also, hey, fun fact, while we're here, the spacing issue that me and Critical were discussing here on HTML, like the fact that the what was it? The fact that the tab key isn't always like set to 4 spaces, or can be calibrated to different, I don't know, lengths, distances, whatever you want to call it, or just to a different key input entirely. Here in their example, you see that they have 2 spaces. So even when you first learn in their first course, they learn HTML and CSS part 1, not only were they saying just use the spacebar because tab is inconsistent, when probably like 98% of the world has the same tab value, is just ridiculous. They were also doing only 2 spaces for their indentation in HTML. So yeah, now I'm over here after Python tabbing my heart out 4 spaces deep. So that's just a thing. They probably did it to save space in the sidebar. Ah, that's a good point, because all their examples are in the sidebar. That's a fantastic point. Good times. Oh, what kind of music do you listen to? Oh, wait, you don't want to learn, well, hold on, there's also more questions above that. Or comments. Yeah, XHTML, okay, we read that. You don't want to learn the older versions. It would just confuse and teach bad practice. Gotcha. Screw the old ways. And you know what? I guess, yeah, not the older versions, but the manual way. Kind of like in Python. Actually, Python is where I noticed it the most. Was they'd teach the manual way of doing something versus using the cool little dot function or abilities, commands. So yeah, that's that. Fun times. Okay. So there was that. White space is recommended with HTML, but not necessary. Okay. And well, yeah, they went over the indentation for readability just a section or two ago. Music. Lots and what's the best way to put this? I have a vast taste in music. I don't like the answer, oh, I listen to everything. It's easier to categorize it as there are few things that I don't listen to. Usually not a lot of, like, popular music on the radio. Just nothing against Katy Perry or Taylor Swift. I'm sure live they can put on quite a performance, but it's not quite my jam. So, or Bieber or anything like that. So haven't really ever been big into the whole popular music for current stuff. And I don't do a lot of country music. Very little, aside from the occasional Willie Nelson song, and I guess the most country I'll get would be Johnny Cash. But aside from that, pretty much everything is fair game. I try to stick to good music, which is extremely subjective. But I appreciate a good musician, even if it's not like a certain type of music, but like Kevin Devine, that's a good musician. You know, that's different. There's not a lot of computers at work that are needed to make Kevin Devine sound good. So a lot of like indie rock, I guess, Motion City Soundtrack, alternative rock, like Brand New, Manchester Orchestra, that kind of stuff. Are you a musician? No, I asked because I know you're a bit of an audiophile. Well, you know, aspiring, kind of like learning many things. I mean, I wouldn't claim audiophile by any means, but that's kind of a touchy subject. Some people rep audiophile and have no idea what they're talking about, versus there are definitely those who are audiophiles who've been in the industry for a long time who definitely know what's up. Like in well, I guess he's done stuff for CNET, but like Steve Gutenberg, speaker reviews and other stuff. So, but no, me not a musician. Just appreciate music. Definitely like going to live concerts, stuff like that. Definitely different feel than recorded music. I guess punk music. Set your goals. It's definitely changed over the years, but bands like they've grown up as musicians. I mean, I prefer their older music, but as musicians, I know they've just improved. But like Green Day or AFI, obviously their older stuff is mostly focused on the glory of being frustrated in high school and at life in the world. But you know, most music is. But definitely in their later years, most recently, it's such a huge difference, especially vocally. The vocal abilities of an angry high school kid versus, a musician who's been belting out to the crowds for the last, 20 plus years, 30 years. So Anti-Flag and the Ramones, yeah, I mean, I don't frequent, again, having such a broad taste in music, I'll listen to stuff. I find myself on like binges, so I'll listen to a band or an album. That's the other thing, is I also like, that's another way to narrow it down. It's not just like one hit wonders that I like listening to. I love listening to a full album. So that's the other issue with like pop songs or current pop artists. There's a lot of like, this song's good and that song's okay, and like there's not a lot of cohesive albums that are just truly friggin' spectacular, like The Wall or whatever, or Ziggy Stardust. Love those. Where it tells a whole story, like My Chemical Romance's the Black Parade. That was actually, for even again, Cranky, that would probably fall into more of the emo category, but theatrically as an album as a whole, it was pretty good storyline. But yeah, good times. But yeah, no, I'm pro Ramones and all that jazz. I can go from listening classical music or blues to speed metal or punk. Oh yeah, it's a broad range. So, but music, it's good times. I definitely, especially with the speakers, that helps, or the as everything falls apart, the headphones, the Shure. Yeah, these have been great. So, but currently, what am I listening to? Most recently, the last concert me and my lady went to was seeing Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox. So again, see, she likes all the current stuff on the radio, which I can't really stand, but Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox takes all the current hits and then processes them through real musicians, and whether it gives it that vintage sound from yesteryear, something that I can tolerate. My cat chewed through my headphones. Oh no, that's not fun. What are they? Were we talking like the basic headphones that come with your cell phone, or did you have something better you had to go out and get yourself? As far as cat stuff, I've been very fortunate not having, especially the tiny cat, scratch up the speakers. I haven't had to put the what is it? Little screens, the filters, whatever the hell they are. Sony headphones, $100 a pair. Not bad. That's still, hell, even the cheap white, well, they're buried under nonsense, but the little cheap white Apple earbuds that come with an iPhone, those are like $60-$70. So if you're gonna have to spend any money north of $40 or $50, you may as well get something decent. Alright, we left off on tags. Music tangent dealt with for now. But what were we getting at? Oh yeah, music. Last concert went to was Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox. That was fun. And then the last album I listened to in its entirety was AFI's new album, Bleed. And then songs that I just frequent through often is... It's usually flips between Manchester Orchestra's Cope and Hope. Hope is especially awesome for the acoustic version. But yeah. So, tangents are fun. Tangents are always great. Here we go. Okay, instructions. Let's add body parts, a head and a title and other stuff. Don't get stuck. We've got head things and title things. Slash. Are you going to be replacing your headphones that broke? Anytime soon, or just wait until the cat stops having a heartbeat and then get new headphones? Title, and yeah, we'll call it title. What do we want to call? Oh, they have title in one line. Interesting. See, in other examples, they'd have it on two, but you know, we'll follow their example. Blah. Blah, blah. Eventually I will. Hard to justify dropping $100 on headphones. Can't stand shitty headphones. True dat. Yeah, with the, oh god. With the soft, like, headphone tips on the Sures. Oh my god, the sound isolation. Holy god. It's like the Chamber of Silence. I think it's like minus 32 decibels or something like that. It's something ridiculous. Maybe it was minus 27 decibels, but it's just... I can't hear anything, even with my speakers on. I might notice if there's a movie and, like, the bass hits and the sub goes off. But aside from that, yeah, I can't hear anything from the outside world. Which is nice, because then I don't have to pump the volume really high on my headphones. Just leave it nice and low. I think that's everything we needed. We're just going to hit save and submit. This is all pretty basic stuff. Paragraph. Can't stand shitty headphones. The Beats headphones are good, really comfortable and sound pretty good, but they're like $250. I don't know how I feel about Beats. Sir Dr. Dre is a good man. I know Beats are more of a lifestyle headphone, but still. There's always, even for less money, for 100 or even 200, I'm sure you could find a happy pair from Audio Technica or even Shure. Although the only caveat to the Beats Fiasco is I did hear that their in-ear headphones, kind of like these, are better than the over-ear headphones. So I will give that if you are looking at the in-ear ones. But aside from that, yes, I am aware that beats are rather pricey, to say the least. Wife has a pair, they're nice. The studio model, fun. They are really comfy. My I've felt, yeah, I think they're the wireless ones. That is the one thing that I do like about the Beats, is because I've known a lot of over-ear headphones. I don't know why, but the like ear cuff part is just so damn firm on some of them. And then if they're too small and firm, it's all kinds of awkward. All right, paragraphs in the body. Great job. To review, an HTML file has both a head and a body. The head is where you put information about your HTML file, like its title. The body is where you put your content, such as text, images, and links. The content in the body is what will be visible on the actual page. The body goes inside the HTML tags right after the head tags, like this. Head tags, title, body tags. Underneath the closing head tag, put an opening body. Opening and closing. Inside the body, create 2 paragraphs. Each paragraph starts with an opening and a closing. We can write content like so. We've got our head. We've got our body. We're going to close this out. We're going to take our paragraph. We're going to copy their paragraph. 1, 2, hello world 1, hello world 2. Save and submit. The over-ear needs to be soft with good noise reduction or cancellation. Agreed, yes. Back to, we'll move on to the next section. We're touching back on the audio file thing. Kind of like learning to code and most things. It definitely would not say I'm an audiophile, although I'm probably more knowledgeable than the average non-interested listener. But just like learning about many things, just like coding, the more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. And it's just been this huge rabbit hole trying to figure out and just get a better understanding of all the dynamics and intricacies of the audio universe, especially on the speaker side. I haven't really done too much research for headphone things, all things considered. I mean, they're basically tiny speakers that cram into your head. So most of my audio research has been focused on speakers and receivers and just the dynamics and the science behind it and all that. Trying to understand the ohms and all the powers and blah, 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 and all that painful stuff. So basically, it's as deep as you want the rabbit hole to go. If you don't care, then it's a very shallow information pool. But if you want to dive deep, if it can go on and on and on, and I've just been clawing my way through there over the last couple years or so. It's been fascinating. Body. Paragraphs and headings. We're definitely making good progress. We've learned when and why we use HTML. We've also learned how to A, set up an HTML file with tags, B, title the web page, and in the head, create paragraphs in the body with paragraphs tags. Next is setup. The next setup is to give our paragraphs headings using the headings tags. Let's start with the H1 tag. The content between the tags will be the biggest. In the body section, To create an H1 tag, add content, close H1 and H1. We're going to steal you. Underneath the heading tag, create 2 paragraphs using the paragraphs tags, whatever content you like. They got rid of our body, or they got rid of our paragraphs. The more you learn, the less you know seems to be a common theme with anything technical in nature. Abso-friggin-lutely. Okay. Header. Master of the paragraph. Good. Now we're going to drop in our friend the paragraph. One, 2, 3, 4. We're going to drop you down, close you out. Oh, what would we say? Hello. Goodbye. No. Hello again. Yeah, we'll leave that there. Save and submit. Dun, dun, dun. More about headings. HTML actually lets us have more than one heading size. There are 6 heading sizes, where H1 is the boss and H6 is puny. H1 CEO, H2 VP, H3 Director, H4 Middle Management, H5 Lowly Assistant, H6 gets coffee for everyone. Below we'll ask you to add headings of various sizes. Feel free to write whatever you like for the headings. Instructions. Your code currently has one H1 heading and 2 paragraphs. Add an H3 heading before the second paragraph and add an H5 heading after the second paragraph. Then add a third paragraph after this. We're going to have H3. Copy. Well, you know what? We're just going to do H. Copy. Blah. Blah. Close and 3 and 3 and 5 and 5. Not quite the master. Definitely not the master. Copy. Still. Hello. Good, good. Beautiful, beautiful. DDD, using every heading. Nice work. Given that there are 6 heading sizes altogether, we should make use of all 6. Really? Should we? Let's think about that. Add 3 more headings to the code. Make use of H2, H4, H6. Make sure to close all your tags under each heading. Add a short paragraph. Don't forget paragraphs need opening and closings. Oh, you bastard. Okay, let's do... What's the easiest way to do this? Let's do carrots h carrots slash h close paragraph and closing paragraph. Okay, we're going to take you, copy, 1, 2, there we go. Party on Wayne, party on Garth, party on 2, party on 4, and it don't stop, 6. Beautiful, beautiful. Something about something. Even more something. Why is there so much something? Great, great, good, good, good. Save and submit. Something's wrong. Oh god. Oh, ha. I forgot to put the actual headings in. Yeah. Master 2. We've run out of creativity, although we never really had that in the first place. Master 4. Not Master 6. Yeah, we don't want him to... We don't want him to forget his place. Beautiful, beautiful. Mid-lesson breather. You've done an awesome job. Here's a quick summary of things we've learned. HTML is used to give web structure. No. What's... Big dumb idiot. It's just words. Read them like a human. Mid-lesson breather. You've done an awesome job. Here's a quick summary of things we've learned. 1. HTML is used to give websites structure. 2. We open HTML file using a browser, and the browser renders, shows us the file. 3. HTML files have a head and a body, just like you. That's what they think. Just a floating head here on Twitch. That's all we can guarantee. That's all we know for sure. 4. In the head, we have the title tags, and we use these to specify the web page's name. 5. How to make headings and paragraphs. Instructions. Add a title between the title tags. Create an H3 size heading in the body. Make sure your heading says anything you want, just don't forget to close it. Create the 3 paragraphs using paragraph tags. Fill them with content, cars, your pet, favorite city to travel, whatever you like. Okay, so 1. Add a title between the title tags. Title Fest 2017. Create H3. All right. Title Fest. All the titles you could ever want. We should capitalize those, just for fun. I'm not certain what type of convention this is. I don't know how this would actually play out in the real world. conventions, or paragraphs. Three paragraphs? Okay, we've got 1, 2, with a split and a thing. Okay, cars. I like cars. Oh, that is not how you spell like. I like cars. I am stuck with 3 cats. Please help. And favorite city to travel to. Kauai is nice. Although that's not really a city, it's an island. But that's okay. Deep 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 deep. You're going places. What if you wanted to send the user to another part of your website or another website altogether? Use hyperlinks or links for short. Hrefs, Codecademy, something about my favorite site. First, there's an opening, a tag, anchor, and that tag has an attribute called href. The href value tells your link where you want to go. In this case, codecademy.blah. Then you have a description of your link between your opening A and your closing A tags. This is what you will be able to click on. Finally, you have your closing A tag. Instructions. In the body section, create a link. To do this, create an A tag. Point your link to a website by setting the reference attribute. Add a description of your link. Close the element with the A tag. In the body section, create a link. Boom. Now, add a description of your link. My favorite site. I'm fine with Codecademy being in there, but did we need to choose a different link? In the body, create a link. Point your link to a website. Yeah, Codecademy's fine. I mean, if it says choose something else, we'll choose it. Okay, that worked. Nice. Rubber ducky hype. What up? Time to get quacky. Time to get splashy. Adding images. You can add images to your website to make them look fancy. We use an image tag like so. Image. This tag is a bit different than others. Instead of putting the content between the tags, you tell the tag where to get the picture using source. It's also different because there's no ending tag. It has a slash in the tag to close it. Image source URL /caret. Check the tag to the right. It adds a picture of a rubber duck to the page. You can see it by clicking on the preview button. See the web address URL after source. It's s.3 Amazon Oz .codecademy blah diddly blah. That tells image tag where to get the picture from. Every image on the web page has its own image URL. Simply right click on an image, choose copy image URL, paste that URL in the quotes after source, insert with your image.stuff and others. Oh god, what have I been learning the last previous 2 days? I think the main thing is to learning how to not jump out the window. That's really jumped to the top of the list of the skills I've picked up. But in particular to coding, It's been a menagerie of things. I think I've picked up, is it 7 languages or 6? It's all been a lot of introductory kind of fundamental stuff, but I've done HTML, CSS, learned Sass, which is in regards to CSS, Git. There was learning, most recently I just conquered Python. Conquered's a strong word. More of survived Python. Jesus. I'm drawing a blank on the other ones. Here, don't mind me. There's no harm in clicking on other stuff. We got Codecademy right here. Boom. This is what I've conquered. Learn HTML and CSS part 1. JavaScript, that's right. Sass. Making a website. That mostly used HTML, CSS, a little bit of Java. Learn the command line. That was fun. Deploying a website, very similar to making a website again. But that one we actually learned how to use Amazon Web Services, Oz stuff. So that was good. Learning Git. Python. There's a gem of a lesson inside Python where you get to learn binary, base 2. That was a nice little slice of hell. And now I'm on to HTML, CSS again. Again, this is really like the third, like 2.5 or the third time, maybe even the 4th time that I've come across HTML and CSS here within Codecademy. They've got like these learning courses where it's more of the intro compared to the non-learning, if you will. It's a bit more direct, slightly more rigorous, if you will. It's just, I just started this one, as you can see, 0%, so it's going through a lot of the generic terminology still. My goal is to get through all of Codecademy. So after JavaScript, then I've got jQuery and React.js, and then Ruby and so forth. And yeah, I jumped ahead to Git because it was needed for one of the previous lessons. I think it was deploying a website. So yeah, that's a little bit of what's been going down for the last 62 days. How about you? What have you been up to for the last 62 days? Having fun, sleeping, going outside, eating food. Those are all things that I used to do before this last 63-day endeavor started. Talking to other humans in real life. Ah, the good old days. All right. Where are we? We left off on, yes, let's close out of Codecademy, that tab, and we will continue on. Section 11 out of 14. Hasn't been too bad. Aside from the music tangent, we've been keeping fairly good pace. All right. It isn't worth your time learning the different programming languages. The front-end stuff is necessary regardless, so that's good to cover. But why are you wasting your time if you wish to cover Ruby and Python, for example? Not quite wasting time. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it could be considered wasting time. The goal is to conquer Codecademy. Codecademy just seemed like a good... I know there's definitely other... I want to say better is a strong word, but after being on Codecademy for the 62 days, I definitely see a lot of the flaws and concerns other people have with Codecademy, but I'm of the type where I just like to sort of taste everything. Once I find what I like, then I'll usually dive hard and commit and master it. But yeah, front-end stuff, Ruby and Python, how so? You wouldn't use both in production. Your best bets are to focus on one. Well, see, that's my... After I conquer Codecademy, I kind of want to make a Frankenstein project that uses all of the languages in one. or as best as possible. If it needs to be 2 or 3 separate projects, so be it. But just kind of an abomination thing. Your best bets are to focus on one. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, learning on one, mastering it, definitely. You know, jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, that's no fun. But right now, not really looking. I'm not doing anything with this right now. Also, the other thing is to practice learning new codes. That's great, I could master one, but even, I mean, right now, just like this course, it's learning HTML5. I know it's not vastly different than HTML3 or 4, but you're going to need to learn new things over time, so it's practicing the ability to learn. That's kind of why I'm doing it. Plus, I'd like to have a reference point for all the other languages, because I know there's stuff that you can do with Python that you could do with JavaScript or vice versa and other tools. I just like being aware of other things instead of being so focused on just one, at least from the get-go. You wouldn't use both in productions. Your best bet's focus on one, but for learning programming concepts in general wouldn't be a waste of time. Become a professional or not the same? Kind of thing, just different syntax. I suppose you could use both in production though, right? Professionally, no. Technically, yes. As anything is possible, why not? You would host the server in production running on one installed language on the server side. Oh yeah, no, I get, this is just a side project though that I'm doing right now. Plus the other thing, which it's a hard concept to understand, and it's kind of an abrasive thing, which is why I try to keep it on lockdown, and don't really voice my opinion. But I will find the right answer. I'm the crazy person, so that's why I'll taste everything, figure out what the commonalities are, the best way, the most efficient, and I'll come out on top. It's not really fair in the end, and it's not worth throwing it out there, and it's totally separate from coding, but it's just, it's not, and I know it's not a good way or mindset to have, which is like, eef, it really irks people, but yeah, good times. Like, I could rant for why my speakers are great, even though they're terrible. But we're getting off topic. But yeah, so the point is, it's really a side project right now. But I'll have the knowledge for whenever I do create something. I'll have that understanding of the coding on why I chose one language over another. Hopefully it'll be for more efficiency. I realize there's also preferences. There's got to be people that realize that writing one program in another language is more efficient, but they probably prefer writing in one language over the other. So, but I'm also the person, you know, I don't, kind of like cars, my preferences in cars. I like one thing, but my mind tells me other cars are more efficient than others, so I kind of force myself to like those. I also like racing, so there's lots of issues here. We're throwing a lot of things out here, but yeah. Again, this is just sort of a general peek behind the insanity, but crazy person's choice. So 63 days later, learning 8 different languages. So really, I mean, technically, we'll call this day 1 of HTML. I've been resetting the clock over and over for the last 62 days. Java is one of the necessary ones. Oh yeah, no, and unfortunately they cover lots of Java here in Codecademy. The next place to go, really, after Codecademy will probably be Free Code Camp, unless you have other websites that you would recommend. I know there's Code Wars, and I'm drawing a blank. as far as Codecademy compared to Free Code Camp, apparently, I know Free Code Camp kind of has a catalog of languages that you could learn, sort of like Codecademy, as I had shown with all the language, but no one's completed it. So that's the other thing. I want to complete Codecademy just to say I did. And I'd also like to try and complete Free Code Camp. But apparently the projects on Free Code Camp are like real world projects, and people usually get hired after fixing their first one or two or a couple things. So that's why no one's actually made it through, because there's no need. It's that reality aspect that you're talking about, the production side. So yeah, it's been good. It's been interesting. Plus the mindset of how coding works. It's so, I guess, precise with all the syntax. It either compiles or it doesn't. Because I was looking forward to learning Python, which I survived that. The next one that I'm really looking forward to is learning Ruby. Because I don't really know how Ruby works. Although technically, I didn't know how any of these languages worked. So, there's that. I didn't know any Python before watching BDX Inc., but I started learning. Oh, even though I don't really, probably never will use it. The languages you enjoy. Oh, for sure. I agree. Must check them all. Sorry, I didn't think. Misunderstood. Ah, no worries. It's all good. Ah, fun. Alright. We totally left off on something. HTML tags. Adding images. Source stuff. Oh, we did. We made it all the way down to instructions. Add a second image below. The other thing. So for this right now, like this, adding an image. Again, this is the third or fourth HTML CSS course through Codecademy that I've done. I know how to add an image to a source. So this is a lot of repeat, just reiterating again, since it's the beginning. I'm still 0% through this section. But yeah, we're getting there. So it's just going through the process, just because, for the hell of it. Alright, adding an image. Add a second image below the first one. Make sure it's before the closing body tag. If you can't think of a good picture, use this link. We will use the link they provided. Copy. Alright, Ninja Ducky. Good. Ninja Ducky is always the right choice. When we did the fighter challenge last night, Topher, we should have done it instead of between Timmy and Kyle. We should have done Rubber Ducky versus Shadow Ninja. We'll keep that in mind for the future. Click that image. Good work. Now you know how to add links and images to your website. Why not make that image a link? For example, ahref https codecademy.com image source blah. First we open our A tag, point to the H reference, to Codecademy again. But this time, instead of using text inside the A tag, we use an image tag. Finally, we have our closing A tag. Now when you click the yellow duck, you will be taken to codecademy.com. Placing one HTML tag inside of the other is called nesting. In the body section, create an A tag, choose a website, point like this, A, blah, 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 copy, copy, copy. Now create your image tag between your opening and closing. Don't forget the source. Finally, close your A tag after the image. Your code should look something like this. Blank, blankety, blank, blank, blank. Try to make one image. Try making one image a link to Codecademy, and then click on it to see the link in action. If you use another URL, there's a chance that clicking on it won't work because the security setting on the website. Noted. All right. So, in the body section, A tag, rubber ducky, get ready to be linked. H-reference, blah diddity blah. And A. Nice, nice, beautiful, beautiful. Click that image. Ah, yes, I should click. No, will it open in a new window? There we go. D. Yeah, so, as we'd mentioned while we're here, I am a creature of habit that likes to compare, so once I find my favorite thing, I'm gonna cling to it. So Topher, if you have any shot or chance or interest in trying to guide and gauge of what language I cling to, it will probably be very few in the end, probably one that I will try to master. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. Got that clingy personality. Right now the mind is open. Just saying, take advantage of it while you can. All right. Images and links. Good work. Let's make sure you really understand images and links before we move on to the review. I would suggest mastering JavaScript. I like that plan because, frankly, JavaScript was a whole hell of a lot more enjoyable than Python. At least in my opinion. Plus, a lot of the research I've seen, I feel like JavaScript is just everywhere. Whether it's for developer jobs or forums for new coders, what language to learn, I always see Java being referenced and other things like that, articles regarding the industry. And I'll always see it on those, over the years, there's always the top 5 languages to learn or top 10 languages to learn. And JavaScript is always on there at the top. Yeah, all these new JS frameworks seem to be a real buzz and front end at the moment. There are many similar concepts in nearly every popular language. Also, Java and JavaScript are not the same. Well, kind of the same, but mostly different in almost every way. Good to know. I was curious about that. The Java in both was throwing me off. Images and links. Good work. Let's make sure you really understand images and links before we move on to the review. Between the body tags, add 2 images using the image tag. One should be a link, the other should not. Hold the phone. Totally glazed over that. Instructions. Between the body tags, add 2 images using the image tag. One should be a link, the other should not. The link can go anywhere you want. After your 2 images, create a link that's just a line of text. It can link anywhere. Okay. 2 links, 2 photos. We're going to have 3 things. The first one will be a photo with a link. The second one will be just an image. The third thing will be just a link. Gotcha. Check hint if you need help. Images work like this. Links work like that. You can put a link around an image. Blah, diddity blah. Beautiful. I say mostly different. The guy that made JavaScript called it that for marketing, apparently. Huh, interesting. There's a lot of noise in the JavaScript community. I must say, I think it's absolutely irrelevant, though, and will die out as fast as it came around. He called it MochaScript originally. Then Netscape called it LiveScript and later changed it to JavaScript to compete with the Java applets. You're probably right for the most of the front-end stuff. Node.js will stick around. Yeah. I don't know what half of those words mean. That's hot. Love it. Mystery of life. Good. Okay, so let's drop in these images. Frankly, I'm just gonna kind of use their stuff just to keep things going. So we're gonna have 2 photos. And the first one will be a link. So more accurately, holy God, that was everything. Why? There we go. We've got 1, 2, an image, copy, image going there, image going here. Boom. Website URL. Let's do this. We're gonna do Codecademy? No. What to do. We're gonna do coding and cats. Coding and cats. Perfect. This is exactly what we need. Node.js will stick around, yeah. Although I have to say I'm really enjoying React so far. Some people put React in our app at work. These guys were outsourced some work too. Safe to say they no longer work with us. Like Angular, React comes with technical debt. I don't like Angular too. We're slowly getting to the point of understanding. Okay, cat stuff. Yeah, good. This, I are programmer, I make computer, beep boop, I should learn to code. Yeah, robot minions. I kind of like Thug Kitten, you know? He's a guy. Copy link address. Okay, so we've got 1 photo. Wow, that is a long and ugly link. Beautiful. God, I hope the ands don't throw it off. I think it should be fine. Website. Visit webpage. Copy. And website URL. Paste that. Paste you. Everyone's pasty. Hold the phone. Oh yeah, that's just the thing. Just the link. Code stuff. Beautiful name for a website. Alright. We've got our link, Pinterest, we've got our image source, we've got our image, and we've got our link. I think that's all that's needed. I'm concerned the ands are going to throw it all off, though, because I don't like the fact that they're red. It does not like the photo I chose. Noted. Let's do open image in new tab. We're going to copy you. We're going to get rid of that noise. Problem solved, problem solved. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Problem solved, dee dee. Ha 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 ha. Figured it out now. And code stuff, open tab. Oh, look at that. It worked. Shocking. Kind of figured it's like a sore spot for, because TypeScript. Yeah, TypeScript doesn't sound fun even to me, and I don't even know what it is, so that can't be good. It's kind of a sore spot, lots of people, it seems. JavaScript was effectively forced on everyone, so everyone learned it that way, as blank as it was. Then it all changes. Yeah, it's a bit lame. I think the whole ES6, 2016, 2017, whatever stuff sucks too. Look, it's completely unnecessary to deal with, though. Front-end purists seem to be the only people who care. Yeah, all languages change over time. It's pretty common. There's not quite as much as often as JavaScript. Most developers can make a good living without bleeding edge. No one must deal with it, to be honest. I don't know anyone does. I've never seen anyone deal with it. I just keep hearing about it somehow still, though. TypeScript is Microsoft's version of strongly typed JavaScript with enums added. Yeah, that sounds awful. I'm gonna take a pass on that. Okay. We successfully coded our thing. Now, good. Congratulations, well done. You now know the basics of creating a web page. If you're feeling lucky, go ahead and tackle the Build Your Own Web Page project, which we already did. So, I'm pretty sure we did that one. We'll click on it. Save and submit your code to complete the course. Build your own web page. Is this the next section? This must be the next section. My spidey senses tell me this will be the next section. Close that. Save and submit to finish this. Congratulations. Woo! HTML basics for the 4th time for some reason. That's an oversimplification, but yeah, you get it. Nice, nice. Okay, badge achieved. Section down. Build your own web page is the next. Okay, that's the part 2 of this. Yeah, there's only 6, so we'll go ahead. I wasn't sure if we were going to do the next lesson, but considering there are only 6 sections to this activity. Might as well knock it out now, right? The party never stops. Well, the party does stop. It's just not stopping right now. So, what you'll be making. Before we ask you to write a bunch of code, we think it's helpful for you to see exactly what you'll be making in this project. Check out the index.html file and the result tab for an example. We've made our very own web page. Yay sandwiches. So far an awesome website. I like eggs and ham, but mostly sandwiches. Well, that's pretty hard to argue. Doc type, HTML, head, title, closing head, body, sandwiches, image source, paragraph, 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 closing body, closing HTML, fire away. Let's get down to business. Every house needs a frame. An HTML page is sort of like a house, needs a certain number of essential structures in order to work. Just like a house, an HTML page needs a frame. In this case, your frame is made of doc type HTML, head, and body tags. Instructions. Your web page is blank as the day it was born. Let's add 5 things. Doc type. You got it. Boom. Docked. HTML tags. Copy. There we go. Get some slicey action going on in there. Slash attack. Header. Copy. Copy. Tab. Head this. Boom. Head that. Slash attack again. Title. Tags. Well, with title you like. Between your head tags. Copy. 1 and 2. I don't think they made it as a part 2 kind of thing. Well, yeah, no, not. Part 2 would be a bit of an overlap. Or, part 2 would, no, not overlap. A bit of an overstatement. That this is definitely section 2. I say part 2. Let me show why. Because for Codecademy, how they have their courses broken up, right in here, see, they've got different sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but within section 1, it's the second activity, the build your own web page. So I just conquered the very beginnings of the HTML basics for that course, build your own web page there. Again, a lot of this stuff too, considering the 63 days, overlap. I already did like a whole HTML intro course. Same with the making a website and then deploying a website. So again, this is like the 3rd or 4th time. So I'm just going through the noise yet again, just to complete Codecademy. I don't know why I decided to try and complete all of Codecademy, but I was just compelled to do it. Actually, I do recall why. On Twitch, I wanted to stream games, my Xbox One or Wii U games. It's just the capture card I got isn't good enough, so really, one of the things, I went to TwitchCon and other stuff. I just wanted to dive deep into it. I do lots of research before I dive into anything. It takes me forever to get going, but when I do, it's like this. It's not just, hey, I want to stream. It's set up a year-long, 365-day commitment like a moron, right? Who the hell agrees to something they don't even know anything about? So to make use of my crappy equipment, the only thing I could do with my computer was stream something like Codecademy. That's as much as my computer can handle. And the stream still cuts out, once every 3 or 4 days. That's partly due to the Wi-Fi, but man, this has been in-depth. In-depth about Stephen Day, I guess. So yeah, that's what's going on. So this is part 2, section 2 of the This is lesson 2 of the first section of HTML CSS. There we go. Terminologies loosely applied here. All right, so we did title. Now we need our body tags. Do you code off stream as well? Prior to this, the 62-day thing, or my Fiasco, yes, very rarely, but since I've started, I haven't coded without streaming it. So everything I've learned has been on here. I've checked Codecademy only a couple times without being like that, and that's just like navigating through the website. So, but basically everything I've done, because I wanted to capture the learning process too, especially from someone's perspective who doesn't really know. Like, again, I kind of had a general understanding of HTML and CSS prior to embarking on this, but all the other languages and like the understanding of the syntax and how some of the codes work together and how certain ones don't, and blah, blah, blah. Like, one of the things I've learned just through my work experience over the years and other life experiences is there's that point, even when you're trying to teach someone something basic concepts, if you're in a teaching position, you probably have enough experience doing something for a while where you forget those initial, like, it's the process between going from going from 0 to taking that first step. Even though it is one step, that's still a whole process for someone who has no clue what's going on. So, and that's in basically everything, but I wanted to capture, after deciding to start the whole Twitch stream and all that, I kind of wanted to capture that, and it's been happening each time I start a new code or a new section. That's why I'm so like critical of their instructions and I guess observant of the different formats from lesson to lesson, because I can tell when there's a different author writing the different sections. They must have had a whole team of people working on this, and like this has 6 sections. Maybe this was done by one person, but the ones where there's like 19 activities, we've come across activities, I haven't really mentioned it, but I can tell there's like 3 or 4 different people with the different teaching styles writing out the instructions. And it's just like, I don't know, just I find learning interesting. I do a lot of research in my free time, so just for the hell of it, like I'd mentioned, I research audio, just the science behind it, how speakers work and the components and all that stuff. So yeah, good times. Just a peek behind the insanity that is Steven. Lucky me, right? Okay, so we were on section 2. We were doing good till I forgot to hit save, I think. No, I remembered that. That's nice. But no, so the short answer is no, I don't code off stream because I want to try and capture all of those learning moments, as I had just mentioned, that I find so interesting and that are overlooked usually. Your web page is blank, blankety blank. Your body tags. Did they want one? Oh yeah, just the one body. That's a given. That's a given. Oh, doc type HTML. Pff, rookie mistake. Fuckers. That was me. Like that. Perfect example. Still learning. Still learning. Make sure you put an actual title between the title tags. I was getting ahead of myself building the actual structure. Title tags. Creating a website. Although I probably will start. I don't know if I'm going to be coding off stream. Once I make it through Codecademy, then I know it's going to progress to probably Free Code Camp. And it'll probably be a combination of Free Code Camp and starting to do my own personal projects once I pick a language that I enjoy. Although it does seem like JavaScript is in the lead for preferences, even for me personally, which is good, because that kind of seems like an industry standard, so that's a plus. It's better with a header. Your web page could use an H1 header between the body tags to let everyone know that the page... Your web page could use an H1 header between the body tags to let everyone know that the page is about you. Hey, cat. You're in the way. I don't know how to tell you that, but you're kind of blocking the screen. Oh, you're stretching. That's nice. What if you go back to the bed? Thanks. Love you. Good, good. Oh, back down for another nap. We don't want to miss our quota of 19 hours for napping all day, right? That would be brutal. Better with a header. Your web page could use an H1 header between the body tags. Let everyone know that the web page is about you. Instructions: create an H1 tag inside your body tags. Between your opening H1 and closing H1 tags, type your name for all to see. We don't need to copy that nonsense. Tab H1. Even. Deep, 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 deep. Closing H1. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, we forgot the one, damn it. We forgot the one. Although, maybe we should set it to BDX Inc. in case we want to use this little gem as a starting nugget for a future project. Ooh, tough call. Tough call. You know what? This code's building. We can always change that bit later. We'll leave Steven for now. Tell us about yourself. The page is coming along, but it's not telling us much. You could use a paragraph or two telling your reader what your interests are, what you do for a living, how much you love learning HTML, and so on. Insert 3 paragraph tags or H1 tag, but before your closing body tag, write a little bit about yourself in each one of the 3 paragraphs. You can say whatever you want. It's your web page. Paragraph. I do think we're actually going to change it to BDX Inc. Mainly because all of the about me stuff is... I already have links to all that stuff, so I don't actually have to type anything. And I have all of that for the BDX Inc. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Boo boo doo doo doo. Dee 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 dee. Bum bum ba-dum bum. All right. Let's do Well, that's 3 sentences. Look at that. See how perfectly that worked out? Copy. Paragraph 1. Oh, this is beautiful. Isn't that great when the universe just comes together like that? Everything just fits. We needed 3 paragraphs, and we've got 3 sentences. I mean, you can't write this stuff, people. Nice, nice. Glorious. Save and submit. Alright, how's that? Oh, now we're on to picture. Picture worth 1,000 words. Page still looks a little bit spare. That's not the right combination of those words. Nice work, your page is still looking a bit spare though. Better add an image or two to spruce things up a bit. Remember to insert an image from the web. You need to right click, select copy URL, then you use URL image blah, insert an image tag between your body tags. Feel free to put it anywhere. We think it looked best after your H1 tag, but before your P tags. You can make the source attribute point to any image you like. Well, and if they're doing all the fun— wait a second. Where's the rest of the friggin' web page? Do they want me to just grab a source? Remember how to use the image tag? Yeah, of course, it's right. Even if we forgot, it's right there. Also, don't forget your source must be lowercase. I don't know if they actually mentioned that in the multiple times we've learned HTML and CSS, but point being, I'm concerned why there isn't the rest of our code here. You know? Kinda odd. Open image in new tab. Oh, we could have done copy image address, but I'm just going to copy it here from the search bar. Boom. Beautiful. Save and submit. Next. 6. Link me. Great. There's only one problem. Your web page is like a house with no doors. There's no way to get in or out. We'll fix that by adding a couple of links. Once you successfully add links and hit run, you've finished. Revel in the glory of your newly created web page. If it looks a little bit basic, you don't need to worry. We'll soon teach you CSS to make your web page look sharp. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 98% sure that the rest of my code is supposed to be on this page. From activity 4, because there's nothing here on the web page side in the console. There's a severe lack of code here. Also, in section 5, they mention the stuff, the things with the stuff. No, right here, yonder. An image between your body tags. It look best after your H1 tags, but before paragraph. And as you can see, none of those things exist over here. So we're going to take it, section 4. We're going to drag it over. We're going to see what happens. Copy all. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. 5. D. Paste. Cut. Back. After H1. You got it, dude. I don't know if I should have it indented. I will for now. We'll leave it indented, but that's okay. Look at that. Look at that. BDX Inc. BDX Inc. I'm a Twitch streamer currently living in California. My interests range from cars to music. I am also interested in video games, technology, and competitive napping. How accurate. And we still get a green check mark, copying everything. And I'm going to copy this. Good. Next lesson. Link me. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't. Delete. Paste in all that noise. Link me. We are nearing the end. This is the last page, so link me. Great. There's only one problem. Your webpage, house with no doors, Fiasco. Once you successfully add links and run, you've finished. Rather than the glory, if it still looks basic, CSS, that's in the next lesson. That'll be for tomorrow. Instructions. Add at least 2 links to your webpage. You can turn an image or a bit of text into a link. You can even turn part of the text inside your paragraph tags into a link. Check out the hint if you've forgotten how to use the anchor tags. Remember how to make links. If not, blah. We're going to take that first bit, copy. Now, where am I supposed to link? Add at least 2 links to your web page. You can turn an image or a bit of text into a link, or you can even turn part of the text inside your paragraph to a link. We'll create the image into a link. Oh, there's that. And we will also do that. Lovely, lovely. And we'll just use this link. Perfect. Website URL. Love it, love it. Look at that. Oh my god. You don't see that every day. What do we call it? Just we'll do bdxinc.com or something like that. No, we'll do bdxinc/me/about-me. What do they have it as? Yeah, we'll do that. About-me.bdxinc. That's good. Perfect. I mean, my god, right? Run it. Boom. Green check mark for everyone. Build your own web page down. High five, kitty. No? Low five? Nothing? Yeah, that's okay. You don't care. You don't care. You're napping. You earned a badge. Build your own web page. Conquered. We're going to close that noise. We will hit next. We'll take a peek. We'll read the intro to it, but this is basically all she wrote for today. HTML Basics 2. Now that you know how to build a web page, let's learn how to make it look nicer. You can add lists, change fonts, and more. I was really hoping they'd kind of like step up the learning curve and start diving into more advanced things. Maybe their delivery will be less, I don't know. 16, that's a fairly big step up. Maybe there will be something new in there. We'll see. Kind of doubt it, but fingers crossed. Alright, a peek at tomorrow. Introduction. Let's continue learning more HTML. You've already covered a lot. How to set up head and body tags, how to make headings and paragraphs, and how to add images and links. Even this. In this course, we'll take a look at the next level. Make ordered and unordered lists, changing font size, color and type, changing the background color, and aligning the text. Alright, so nothing we haven't seen before, but who knows? Maybe it'll be to a new beat, a new tone. Let's close out of this noise. Let's jump back to Codecademy itself, see where we stand for the day. 16% of the way through HTML and CSS. We end day 63 with 687 points of arbitrary fun. View my profile. 96 badges down. Wow. That came out of nowhere. Really? 96 badges? That seems like a lot. That's like the, was it day 50 or day 51 when I hit 500 activities completed? It didn't seem right. I didn't think I'd done 500 activities, but doing roughly 10 a day for 50 days, that the math checks out, so. All right, good times. 8 skills down, hacking away, HTML, CSS. Tomorrow, day 64, the fun never stops. And yeah, let's kill the stream. Go check out Dawn the. Oh, I have checked out Dawn the Developer. I it must have been like, it's probably been like 2 weeks since I've gone back, but you mentioned it like 3 weeks to a month ago, and I checked out their stream. It was tons of fun. It was good times. Alright, I think we're looking good across the board. Yep. We are killing it. He's live now, and I'm one of his moderators, so I'll be in his stream. Good times. I'm going to be throwing down on other activities for now, but that's good to go, or good to know. I'm drawing a blank. He had a schedule that was far more regular and consistent than mine. I'm still working on establishing a schedule. It was... yeah, Sunday. Sundays at 10 a.m. Central Time. Very nice. Discord. That's right. As I'm looking at him, I'm looking at his kind of glary. His I need to add my Discord link to my info section thing, like he has. Need to get on top of that. We'll get there. Lots to do. Okay. So, we are killing the stream. Stopping this. Backing out of chat. Are you sure you want to kill the stream? Hell yeah.